Here we are. We're ready for another 7 minutes on ITSP Magazine with a new short brand story. Today, I'm joined by Apurva. He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Aembit, the Workload identity and access management company that was recently named as one of the top 10 finalists at the RSA Conference Innovation Sandbox for its platform that provides policy-based, contextual, and secretless access between workloads everywhere. Welcome, Apurva.
Sean, thanks so much for having me. We're really excited to be here.
Congratulations on making the cut, top 10. That's a good thing. And we're going to talk about why you made the cut, what inspired the judges to include you. Let's start off with a little bit about kind of the history of identity and access management, and maybe where we've kind of missed the mark or left some areas uncovered thus far.
Sure. And the way I describe it is that new areas are emerging that we need to deal with. So if you think back 2 decades, users were storing their passwords on sticky notes in companies, right? Admin 123. And that evolved to the system that we know as identity and access management. And what that does is it enables corporate IT teams to manage policies around who gets access to what. You're Sean and you get access to Salesforce. I'm Apurva and I get access to ServiceNow, or however it works, right? Now, what's interesting is in those 2 decades, user counts in organizations have stayed about the same. But you know what has grown a lot? Software workloads, right? In fact, nowadays, software is automating the entire business. And the research shows there could be anywhere from 10 times more software than users to 45 times more software than users, right? So you have all these workload identities that are out there that are not managed today via an IAM system like you manage your users. And that's the emerging problem that Aembit saw.
And so are organizations recognizing this, or is this an area where they need to be I don't want to say educated, but some awareness needs to be provided to them? How does this fit into
it's a new area, and like most, like the old saying is like, if you talk to someone who's only ever had a horse, and the thing they want is a faster horse, right? And so today, what do they do with these workload credentials? How do these workloads access each other? They use secrets. Secrets are essentially passwords, and those secrets are embedded in their code frequently, right? So it's a lot like sticky notes way back when, right? But these are workloads, and who's thinking about that? This is, in fact, the emerging attack surface that enterprises maybe don't know as well, and they don't know they have to deal with it. So oftentimes when Aembit comes in, we're talking about this problem and this analogy, which is with your users, you've moved to an automated, policy-based, and identity-driven system for allowing people access. I can identify you're Sean, and I have a policy that says what Sean should have access to. But what about this ETL script that's accessing your sensitive Snowflake database? What about the app you build with business logic that accesses all your customer records? Those things have identities, but today they just have an embedded secret. So we need to come in and help enterprises understand that not only do you have these secrets, it's really hard and it's really manual to manage this stuff. So how about we build an automated system that takes away the need for these secrets to be built into your code in the first place? And doesn't that sound like a better system? That's like showing you airplanes and rocket ships when you're dealing with horses today.
Yeah, I love it. So tell us about the Aembit platform and how that works.
Sure. So our whole goal is to get businesses to be secretless, right? This is the key. Forget about having passwords to manage for one app talking to another in the first place. So Aembit acts as an access control plane between your workloads. So imagine the code you build in AWS or GCP Cloud Run functions, wherever, SaaS services, doesn't matter to us, and it's trying to access other stuff elsewhere. Databases in AWS, stuff on-prem, your other critical SaaS services. We sit in between and we transparently intercept a request without any changes to code, nothing for your developers to do. Intercept that, validate the identity of the workload, check a policy, that your team is set up, your security team is set up. And then we say, yeah, you can have access. And then we inject a credential. It's a short-lived credential. So no hard-coded, long-lived passwords. It's injected. No system ever needs to record it, and no human ever needs to touch it. So you've simultaneously done a couple things. You've reduced the attack surface or the leak surface of these credentials because they're not stored anywhere. And you've automated it. So your high-paid security professionals don't need to go run around checking passwords, right? They can do the stuff that moves the business forward. And that's what we're trying to enable.
And you get visibility, a policy for how it should work, some control over that as well. All good stuff for improving the posture.
Yeah, I think you raised a couple of good points. Like I think there's a separation between policy and implementation. So first of all, like security teams want to be able to set the policy. They don't want to stop devs from doing what they need to do. So a system like this enables them to do that. They build the policy and then devs go do what they need to do. And they just call Aembit whenever they need, right? Aembit, I need access. Boom, that's it. You never have to worry about anything else. And then on the back end, you now have a central system that's actually recording all of your workload to workload access. So as you're a CISO or you're dealing with your auditors, you have a system by which you can now say, hey, look, all of this stuff is automated by Aembit. You don't have to ask me if I rotated the credential anymore. It's just done. Right? And this enables everybody to go faster. There's less friction, less load, and people can get back to their real business, which is building software that helps their own customers. Forget about secrets and credential rotation.
So how do they start?
Easy enough. We're a SaaS service. You can come on to our website. You can, if you want a deep dive, we're happy to do that with you. Request a demo. More interestingly, our service is easy enough that you can just start by yourself. Start with a free account that gives you up to 10 workloads accessing each other.
That's 7 minutes on ITSP Magazine. Thank you, Apurva.
Thank you so much, Sean.